Welcome back. This will be the last film analyzed, and the name is Migrants. Just like before, I'll be playing the clip, so if you'd like to skip or watch it separately on YouTube, you can find the link on the slides. Again, let's take a short moment to reflect on the film. If you can pause the video here and take some minutes to ponder these questions, that'd be really great. So this film, Migrants, is initially inspired by the story of Aquarius, a watercraft filled with refugees that stirred global headlines when it was refused entry at Italian ports in 2018. The creators used that as a jumping-off point in shaping Migrants. The plot that they arrived upon centers on two polar bears who were cast adrift in the Arctic due to ecological unraveling of their home. Following the current, they find deliverance when they wash ashore upon a wooded forest. However, the pair soon encounter brown bears native to the area, and their initial hopes of cohabitation are quickly dashed. I thought that throughout the film, the visual arts and sound effects were used very well, especially to capture in detail the consequences of global warming, the melting ice caps, rise of sea level, and storms. These force out the polar bears from their natural habitat to a foreign land. Upon landing on new environment, the polar bears were immediately welcomed, quote-unquote, by the brown bears' hatred and hostility. It's unbelievable that the brown bears resort to using weapons and violence right away without any attempt to get to know the polar bears and understand where they're coming from. The introduction of the bear police further intensifies the power imbalance between the migrant polar bears and native brown bears. Furthermore, the scene depicts the poor condition that the polar bears are forced to live in, such as a makeshift shelter in the middle of nowhere. The barbed wires also signify the presence of a physical border and the unwelcoming sentiments towards the migrants. At its extreme, mass deportation using armed forces were used to force the polar bears back to where they come from, closing the door of their hope of having a safe refuge. The ending scene strikingly resembles the picture of Alan Kurdi, the Syrian boy who was washed ashore when migrating to Europe. This reminds us of how real these depictions are. They mirror what happened in real life. This includes the endless challenges that migrants face every day, from discrimination to hostility of the host country to unstable and isolated accommodations, and as well as the forceful and inhumane measures that are used to keep them out. So then, you may ask, where is the hope in this film? From my perspective, the creators have brilliantly incorporated several societal issues, including climate change, forced migration, and discrimination, as well as using violence as a resort to encountering migrants. And unlike the other two, this film doesn't have a happy ending. There is no optimistic alternative given for what could be next. This is why I think the hope lies in the power of the collective action from us, the people, and the audience, those with the ability to love and be kind. It's a choice that we all, but also each of us, make, a strive for something better than the pessimistic reality that we currently have, or yearning for what if things can be done differently. So let's stay hopeful and act together. All the mentioned films constructs characters as individuals with characteristics that make them very human, and they also experience challenges relevant to current societal problems. This serves to create a connection with the audience and motivate them to reflect on real events. And these animations then explore the stories of what is, as well as the possibility of what could be, while ultimately leave the choice to make a decision to act in the hands of the audience.